You've seen me use a lot of cast iron on the show. Now I'm going to show you what to do with a piece of cast iron when you get it home from the store. How to season it and how to prep it for cooking kosher like a pro. Check it out. Okay, so here we are at the Teaneck mikveh. As you can see, we're going to start by toiling our pan for use in a Jewish home. And here is our pan, our new pan. It's a large 10-inch chef skillet. You can see that on the back. Large 10-inch chef skillet. And basically we're just going to dunk it in, say the bracha, and then we'll take it back to the house. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al tfilat kelim. Really important once you've toiveled your pan is to wipe it off very thoroughly with paper towels. I brought my own paper towels to the mikveh today, but if you have a mikveh where they have paper towels there, you could do it that way as well. But if you leave this and you go to work today and you leave this in your car and it's got water on it, it will rust. And you'll come home at the end of the day with rust all over it. So important, very important that you dry this off thoroughly before you cook. Let's take it home. Okay, we got the skillet home from the mikveh and it's time to season it. So they actually ship these large skillets pre-seasoned, which means they have a big machine that sprays some cooking oil on it, and that helps to prevent the skillet from rusting while it's being transported to the stores and to your home. So I actually prefer to remove that layer of seasoning first so that I could start with a raw piece of iron and season it myself. So we're going to do that now. The best way to do this is to put it in a self-cleaning oven. Let's hit our self-clean button. Sets it for 4 hours and 20 minutes. And let's put the skillet in. Always put your skillet in upside down. Make sure it's all the way in there. And hit start. Okay, the entire self-cleaning cycle is done. I've let the oven cool off completely. Let's get our skillet out. As you can see, the skillet has turned a light gray color, just a piece of raw iron now. And I must say this step is really optional. If you don't have 4.5 hours to kill, feel free to just get it home from the mikveh and get right to work. So let's start seasoning. Okay, the first step is to wash off your pan completely. After it comes out of the oven, I am going to be making this a milchig pan, so I'll work here on the blue side. Just put some soap on it. Take a stiff sponge and clean it off. Want to get any traces of rust off. Scrub the back too and rinse it off thoroughly. And you take your dish towel and just get it as dry as you can. Let's take it over to the stove. Once your pan is really nicely washed and completely dry, we're going to put it on the stove. And we just need a couple things here, basically some paper towels and some oil. I'm going to be using some vegetable oil here, but you could really use any oil. The only oil I wouldn't recommend is extra virgin olive oil. That's got a really low smoke point. We're going to be heating this up quite a bit, so that one wouldn't work as well. Basic seasoning of an iron pan has two functions. First function, as I told you at the mikveh, was that it prevents the pan from rusting. If you leave water on this pan over an extended period of time, the rust builds up very quickly, and the oil on the layer of oil on the pan will prevent that from happening. The other function of the seasoning process is it makes the pan increasingly non-stick over time. As you use the pan more and more and the oil layers build up, the oil bonds to the pan and it creates a slick surface called a patina. And this surface actually makes the pan as non-stick, in my experience, as non-stick pans, except not as dangerous. We'll talk about that later. So let's get started. We're just going to start by heating up the pan. Put I'd say about a medium heat. Get it right under the center of the pan, and we'll get it warm first. You want to actually warm it up before you put any oil in, because you want to open up the pores of the iron a little bit, so that when you pour the oil in, it's going to seep in, it's going to start to create this slick patina. Give it about a minute. Next, you want to put in your first coating of oil. So I'm just going to pour in a small amount, maybe a $half size or so. Maybe for the first one I'll put even a little bit more because it'll really soak it up. And then all you're going to do is wipe the oil into the pan. You want to do this to the entire surface of the pan, not just on the inside, but also on the back and on the handle. Now you turn to a drier part of your paper towel and start wiping the oil off. You don't need to waste paper towels and use 2 or 3 paper towels. You could just use one. Little pieces of your paper towel come off. It's not a big deal. You could just wipe those off. I'm actually going to switch to a little bit of a cloth here. Yeah, that's nice. Get it back on your fire and heat up that oil. What's going to happen while you're heating this pan is that the oil is going to start to polymerize to the surface of the pan. This means that the molecules of oil are going to cross-link in this fashion, kind of creating a slick surface layer. The reason you wouldn't want to use extra virgin olive oil here is because it would start smoking so early that that wouldn't happen. So you really want to wait for this to come up to a really, really hot, smoky temperature, and then you'll shut it off and you'll let it cool completely, and that's when this cross-linking will happen, which will start to build up this patina. You see the skillet is already a little darker than it was, but as you use it, it's going to become really jet black and slick and non-stick. I generally find that this takes about 5 or 6 minutes for it to come up to its smoke point, so just keep your eye on the clock. You don't want to let it go too long. You don't want to take it off before it starts smoking. You can see right about now little wisps of smoke coming up. That's the good sign that we are polymerizing. So we're gonna shut it off, leave it there, and just let it cool completely. It'll take maybe a half hour to do so. And just leave it there, let the iron cool, and then we'll repeat the process. As you can see, our skillet is now completely cool, so let's do it again. Turn on the heat, give it a minute to come up to temp, put in your oil, and wipe it all around. Wipe all the oil out, finish with the cloth, and just wait for the pan to smoke. Okay, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes. You can see it's starting to smoke. Shut it off and leave it there to cool completely for about another half hour or so. Pan's cool, ready for round 3 with our 7-step initial seasoning process. Fire, oil, wipe, cloth, smoke, off, and cool. We are complete with our seasoning, and once this pan cools, it's ready to cook. So that's it, your pan is seasoned. Now the pan we've been working on here is actually on your right in this image, but on the left is an identical pan that I purchased at the same time as a 2-pack on Amazon. And you'll see that the one on the left I've been cooking with for about 6 months or so. You'll see it's much deeper, black, and shinier. That really has a patina that's been built up over cooking for a while. Now what we're going to do is the ultimate test. We're going to fry an egg in both of these pans and see how they do with their cooking and with their non-stick performance. So let's put the pans on the burners at the exact same time, and we'll put the oil in at the exact same moment. Same amount of oil. Always crack your eggs into a cup beforehand. Make sure you look for any blood spots. And then let's put the egg at the same time right into the hot oil. Each egg gets a tiny bit of kosher salt and some freshly cracked pepper. We're not going to waste here. I got to eat them, so I want them to taste good. The well-seasoned pan flipped over instantly. This pan, we're scraping. You can see that we still have a ways to go, but this is the beginning of a well-seasoned pan. And if you cook with it, you'll have a pan that will last you forever, and it will cook amazingly well. Okay, the egg test is complete. As you could see, our newly seasoned pan did a pretty good job. Got some sticking here of the egg, but it did flip and it came out okay. Probably will taste great. I'll try that in a minute. And then we have our 6-month-old seasoned pan that I've been working with, and you could see not an ounce of sticking. Just nothing sticks. And that's exactly what you want. As you use your pan more and more, it will become like this. You just have to give it time and have some patience. And here are our eggs. The right one, once again, was fried in our newly seasoned pan, and the left one was fried in the 6-month-old pan that we've been using. Let's give them a shot. Let's see how they taste. They look a little different. The one on the left looks a little crispier, a little crunchier. Let's see how they taste. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niheh b'dvaro. That's nice. Well, the test results are in. Definitely the seasoned pan does a better job. Fries a little crispier. Definitely has no sticking as opposed to a little bit of sticking. But as I said before, you keep going with that newly seasoned pan and use it every day or every couple of days. Season it up. That pan is going to get slick and black and non-stick just like the one I've been using. So there you have it. The well-seasoned cast iron skillet. An amazing tool, indispensable in any kitchen, great for steaks and fish and pastas and crepes and eggs and stir fries. It's really an amazing pan all around. So get rid of those old Teflon pans that are making us all sick and releasing harmful chemicals into the air. Get rid of them, go out, get yourself a good cast iron skillet. They're cheap, they're easy to season, just follow the directions in the video and have some fun cooking with it. Thanks so much for joining me today for Cooking Kosher. I'm your host, David. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like me to cook next. I'll see you next time.